Is we on?
Yeah, we on, baby. Glad to have you back.
What's up? We in this bitch, not just B.
Hey, it's your girl, Lady Leo, here, full in effect, back with my co-host, B. He's back.
We check back in.
Welcome. We also have a guest, but we'll get to our guest in a minute. But I want to catch up with B just for a hot second.
For sure.
What up, B?
What's going on with it?
Hey, you've been missing in action.
I know life be lifing. You know what they say. Life be lifing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Life be
lifing. You know, new lives come into the world, come into circles and all that kind of good stuff and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, shit happens. You know, life happens. We all love everybody. You know.
Well, you know, we love to see your face in place. You know that.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be
back.
Sophie.
Sophie was on here.
I seen holding it down. Shout out to Sophie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Holding it down for not just be. I appreciate you.
She was awesome. She was awesome.
Appreciate that.
I don't know. I might have to tag her in again because you be missing in action.
Well, you know, it happens from time to time. I might have to tag in for when you be missing.
I know,
you know what I'm saying?
No, we ain't gonna talk back that. So anyway, so you had a good week?
Everything was cool. Everything was lovely. You know what I'm saying? Breath of fresh air type shit. You know what I'm saying? Spent a lot of time at the house. You know, type shit. And,
nice.
You know, hey. You know,
get your little R&R?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm tired of my house now, so shit. That's why I had to go ahead and get the hell on up out of there.
Okay. Well, we love to see your face. We love to see your face. We love to see it.
Appreciate it. Good to be back.
So my week was good. Been down here doing a little bit more, trying to get prepared for today and everything.
Okay.
Not too bad of a week. This weather, you know, are y'all getting ready for y'all chefs to
You been talking about the rain and Super Bowl? You choked me up.
You had to choke up for that.
You choked up real quick. You talking about the rain and Super Bowl champs going for that 3-peat?
Congratulations
you know
to
what
y'all.
I'm saying?
Y'all be safe out there. Y'all partying this weekend.
For sure. Or this week, for that matter.
This week,
the whole week. Y'all be real careful out there.
Right. Y'all be careful out there. The weather is changing. So don't be wearing them outfits, them costumes y'all like to be wearing.
You know what I'm saying? All that kind of carrying on and everything.
So we got a guest today.
We do indeed.
And he is a former federal inspector.
Okay.
So who do we have here today?
My name is Robert Jones. I'm a former federal inspector, as she mentioned.
Welcome.
And I'm wanting to share some information with you that I think is very vital.
Okay.
In fact, I know it's vital if you're a landowner or a family member or a member of Union Pacific Railroad. So you need to pay attention. I'm going to be speaking abroad with some documents I may make reference to. It's out here. They see it. We've already discussed it.
Yes.
So more than likely, some of you may be confused or maybe too much to swallow this one event. However, we're looking toward coming back next week if at all possible. It's such, the issues are so sincere that, and I'm being very honest with you, and that's why we're pushing this tonight, because Judge Carter, who's a black judge, knows the truth, and he's being a little token guy, not wanting to do or follow the law as he should. To give you a little spiel, I hired the law firm of Stacy Shaw. I filed affidavits in her office relative to the crimes that I uncovered in Northland, which were land tax deeds that were fraudulent, and HOA land taxes that was fraudulent as well. And pretty much I've gone through pure hell uncovering stuff that maybe I shouldn't have uncovered.
Okay.
But it affects all of us. And you all know that you have family members that have high taxes. Some of them pushed underneath the bridges because they can't afford these taxes. They've been cheated by a fraudulent policy by Chairman Joseph Smith of the Mormon Church. Affidavits has gone in to the court. And I don't know if you all know what an affidavit is.
Okay.
For the doorbell.
For the doorbell. An affidavit is a statement made under oath. Any false statement can put you under acts of perjury and send you straight to jail. So, this information I'm giving you tonight, like I said, is so much that we're more than likely going to have to come back next week and add there too. However, the way it is right now, I want to let you know, if you're a homeowner, once again, you really need to pay attention. And if you or your family member has a Union Pacific policy under the title of Assurance Equitable Life Insurance Society, you need to pay attention to that because that society comes from Great Britain. As you know, back in 1775, the British came into America, took over America, and I don't know if you know anything about treaties.
Okay.
Treaties are to the House. Treaties are done every 100 years. So from 1775 up to 1885, uh, Great Britain owned the United States. From 1875 up to 1975, they still had ownership. However, the Mormon Church covertly bought the United States from Great Britain. And that's why your land title companies are fraudulent and your taxes that are tied into pretty much anything that you pay taxes on are fraudulent as well. For example, if you are a homeowner, you are paying taxes. Your bank loan is fraudulent. Your bank loan is fraudulent, or anything that ties into your land deeds. Your insurance is fraudulent, and that's why I presented them with a book here today called Mormon Corporate Empire. They own every insurance company. They own every Coca-Cola bottle company. They own everything. Every tax, when you smoke a pack of cigarettes or whatever you do, that's going to the church covertly. They're a church and they know they're not supposed to collect taxes because they're a nonprofit organization, yet they're doing it covertly. In fact, this federal government, Chairman Joseph Smith, in this policy, will show you that he is the federal employer. And him being the federal employer, you all know, if he's the employer, he owns taxes, land, and anything thereof. So this guy, again, with this church, more so the society, because he's been dead a while, they've operated very quietly, kind of like the Wizard of Oz. They got a whole slew of attorneys behind the curtain doing their dirty work. And they're turning over federal laws back and forth because what I uncovered, and we have letters here from the White House, right here from the White House. And President Bush, I wrote President George H.W. Bush about this law that they were wanting to sign that was going to repeal the government, the federal government. Repeal means cancel. People couldn't believe it. And you probably won't believe it tonight yourself. The federal government has been repealed since April 18, 1991. And I have a letter here from National Archives that says he signed this bill from National Archives. In addition to, I have a letter here, as they know, I presented them with from Robert Shapiro. I don't know if you all know who Robert Shapiro is. Let me say it like this. He was legal counsel for George Bush. That's why he wrote me the letter saying he didn't sign it. So either he's lying or National Archives is lying. Who's lying? However, if you don't know who Robert Shapiro is, he's the former attorney for O.J. Simpson, the world famous attorney. So let's move on. I say all that to say this. This case is so deep that my life has been threatened by the police in the Northland. And when I uncovered the HOA tax being fraudulent, for which they were collecting taxes for 8 years, until I went down to the Secretary of State and kind of wondering what was going on. And here's a certificate from the Secretary of State that says Security Land Title Company, which my land deed to my house, I live in almost a $400,000 home. I can't sell my home because it's fraudulent. The land deed is bad. So I started looking around, Lee Summit and other areas, and found out this is the largest land title company in Missouri. Yet I have letters from Governor Nixon, who they've seen these letters, and from Attorney General Hawley, Josh Hawley. Josh Hawley and them claimed that they had no jurisdiction to look into the matter. As I mentioned to you also, and I don't mean to be scattered out here, I remember I said they own the land, laws, and taxes. in reference to this law that they kicked out here when they repealed, counsel the federal government. If you know anything about law, if you repeal something, you replace it. You know, over the last when Trump was in office, he indicated that he was going to repeal Obamacare. He was going to repeal Obama, but he never replaced it. He never replaced it because he knew the federal government was already down the river. But now it's starting to trickle down because that's the way they do things. If you found out that the federal government was dead and you realized you wasn't going to get your Social Security checks no more, you think they tore Washington up on January 6th, there'd be a whole bunch of people getting with it. If you found out your federal pension plan and all that, moreover, even if you found out your land deed was fraudulent and you've been paying taxes, these high land taxes to a church, a nonprofit church, which is illegal for a church to collect these taxes, do you know this country would go upside down? Wow. As I said, my life's been threatened. I'm being threatened tomorrow to go to jail about what I know. They've been presented with the truth, and that's where it is, and that's where it stands at this moment. It is. I want to take our time right now and thank this group for hosting this event and having me present to say what I need to be said. Because there ain't none of you out there to own some land, you and your mom and your dad and your grandfolks. If Security Land Title Company and its affiliates and or its subsidiaries are the largest land title company in Missouri, then there ain't a piece of land that they don't own. But like I said, the Secretary of State, he was forced to say were they legit or they were not legit. He was in a box, so he had to cover himself. And when he said that, all hell broke loose. So now let's go to this public law. Public Law 10229. Public Law 10229 was the bill that was replaced. It's a state liability bill for state courts that replace federal liability and its entitlements. People would think there's no way that the federal government has been canceled since 1991 because you go downtown, you see the federal building. Or you get your little check in the mail and it says federal government. Well, you just about believe that's about to end. Elon Musk is about to tell you that. You know, Trump brought his boys in. This government getting ready to get shut down. He's got back in office. I mean, if Roe versus Wade don't open your eyes, how something on a federal level been on the books for 50 years, and now it's been repealed, canceled, you better open your eyes. Please open your eyes. And that's why I'm down here tonight, so that you can do a search for your family policy under Union Pacific Railroad. Pretty much since Union Pacific Railroad was the first railroad to come through, anybody that has tracks tied into their tracks are an affiliation and or subsidiary of theirs. So regardless of what railroad your family worked for, you better get busy and look for policy so that you can claim what need to be claimed, because I've introduced to these people down here today on this document here that shows they're claiming that how many people, it was him over there, millions of people are missing their policy money. And so since it's lost, it's tied up with New York Stock Exchange. Well, I don't want my family money tied up in New York Stock Exchange. I want my family money. Right. And I'm sure you do as well. So I'm going to shut it down for a minute so I can take a breath, because I know I'm spilling a lot at you all. So, do you have any questions?
So what you're saying is basically there's money out there.
There's money out there
for families that has basically it's been hidden. Right. And
you haven't had a chance to read this one because you pretty much came in.
Yeah.
Mike read it.
Okay.
And he can see that there's money missing.
Okay.
And it ties into Equitable Life Insurance Society Company, which that's the company Joseph Smith and his society bought from Great Britain.
Okay. Now, so this money is collected interest and all that.
Oh man, like I said, hey, I want you guys to understand this. And I mentioned this earlier. If you bought a pack of cigarettes, that's a tax. Loaf of bread, that's a tax. And you see how high eggs are right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's plenty taxes.
Exactly.
Then you got high land taxes as well, and all that's going to a church. Mind you, The United States government is the most powerful government in the world. But let's look at it a little deeper. The United States government is the Mormon church running this world. And really, if you guys don't know, cheers to the house. If you guys don't know, one of the first documents Donald Trump signed when he first got in office the first time was the Faith-Based Initiative. Look it up. Giving churches the right to do more with their money and more say in the public matter. Okay. Yeah, it's called the Faith-Based Initiative. Okay. Look it up, you all. Yeah, that's one of the first documents he signed. Okay. Meaning who he was partnering with. And this is another thing too. Boy, you guys better understand this. Donald Trump has had land. He's the only guy that ever come in office that didn't pay his taxes or didn't have to show you his taxes. Yeah. The only president. Then he owns all this land. Well, if you are the Mormon church and you own all this land and you need a land launderer, who other than Donald Trump? Who else will run your government than Donald Trump? So I say all that to say this. You folks need to get busy out there because I've done all I can do. My hands is tied. My life is threatened. You don't know what it's like and I'll never forget this day. And this is what you guys need to understand. March 9th, 2019, my wife was upstairs and I was downstairs. I heard this pounding on the door. It didn't sound right. It was near midnight. There was no warrant for my arrest. Nothing of that nature. Next thing I looked out the curtain, there's 5 or 6 policemen pounding my door like drunk Ku Klux Klan men, wanting me to come outside, cussing and yelling with such ignorance. Mind you, I talked to people and they said, had I gone out that door, I'd be dead today. They were so mad that I reported them to higher authority about them covering up land taxes in Clay County. So I know to what degree they'll go. Okay. And the fact that I got a judge who's in their back pocket, I don't take it lightly. They may not play with my life if he so decide to incarcerate me behind me turning in some folks out in the Northland who defrauded tons of people by way of land deeds and HOA, homeowner association land taxes. And that's what I uncovered. I really believe the Lord placed me where I need to be. And I've been busy ever since, just applying what gifts have been given unto me. I would have never imagined me ended up as a federal inspector. Okay. You know, so I've been truly blessed.
How long were you a federal inspector?
Oh, it's about 5 years, roughly about in that measure. Yeah. Okay. I got in an accident, and I ended up getting hurt, and I kind of give you a little. One time you asked about this, and I said it's kind of emotional. Yeah. So I kind of share with the audience today. I was in an accident where, first of all, I was a supervisor, and I had men working for me, and we get a call to go out and fix this track. And I said, my truck is in the shop, and it has defective steering mechanisms at play. And I was so ordered to get out there and lose my job. I said, I'm not taking me and my men out there I don't know if you all know about mining roads. When they dig down in the earth, the road is spiraling down. And when you hit a root, and it was wet and rainy that day, we hit a root. Like I said, I told you I wasn't driving it. So they got a crew to go in the shop where my truck was defective, and they had no reason going in there and getting it, but they went in to get it to make sure that's what I'm saying about what people will do for money. You know, they made another group go in and get it because I said nobody from my staff will drive it. So they made them go in and get it. We went out on the mining road to get this track fixed. Next thing I know, we hit a rut and we tumbled down a hill. And thank God I'm living today because my dad had a friend working for the railroad, and the same thing happened to him, and he ain't here to tell you about it. He's dead. Oh, wow. So the bottom line of it is I've gone through a lot because I see how they do things. And I'm going to share this with you. There was an old Hispanic guy who told me way back when I started working, I think the Mormon church owned the railroad.
Hmm.
And I wonder, why does this Hispanic guy tell me this? He said, and I also think some of the laws in the books are fraudulent. I said, well, how could this guy, being near 60 something, tell a young man what he believed was going on? Well, guess what? I uncovered that,
Hmm.
some of it is fake. So the bottom line of it is the policy is fake, the land deeds are fake, and you all better apply yourselves and dig down. I think being Black History Month, I think you owe it to your people.
Hmm.
I think you owe it to your people. You can look at TV and they do a family search.
Yeah.
Your heritage, this and that, what your uncle did, your cousins did. Let's see what you can do for finding the money. Like they say, follow the money.
Follow the money, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have
Where's
any
it coming
questions?
from?
Definitely. We do have an audience member who has a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm open to it.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, so I think I mentioned to you earlier, my pops worked for Union Pacific, and he passed away 2 years ago. But he didn't work for Union Pacific for about 15 years in between that time. But he had 2 insurance policies. How does that work?
Well, I tell you to get in touch with Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
Omaha is the headquarters. He kind of sort of was Salt Lake City, but Omaha is the headquarters for Union Pacific. So look into Google their department where your general counsel's department. Speak generally to the general.
Mm-hmm.
Where you got his signature. This is what you're looking for. Then the search starts there. You'll know, and I tell everybody in this audience looking, do not send any mail. In fact, you should need to teach your kids how to dress out U.S. certified mail. That is so vital. Teach your kids to learn how to write a letter, send out the letter legally, so that you know your letter got there and the dog didn't eat it or the fax machine didn't eat it either. Send out your mail certified. And I tell you that, young man, if you have any questions relative to your policy, send it out certified. Then you know they got it. So to answer your question is, if your dad, regardless when he worked, he had to sign a policy.
He had to.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to get busy. Because if he only worked one day, that policy was fake. Because I'm going to tell you something. When I got hurt, and I kind of got away from it, and I apologize, audience, I tell you, it's going to get kind of busy. When I got hurt with this truck going down the hill, what happened was I was under doctor's care to the house, because the house has been good to me.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Thank you guys once again. I mean that, bottom of my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
So I was under doctor's care, and under the law, you can't miss more than 5 consecutive working days without contacting proper authority. Well, my union, my attorney, myself, all tried to contact proper authority because I was under doctor's care, under serious medication. And I don't know if you know anything about the railroad, but if you tear up track in Kansas City, it affects everything in California. These people make big money a minute. So you better know what you're doing. But the fact that I was a supervisor and I had men working on me, they couldn't go to work because I was their authority. So when I went to look for authority, when I was hurt, we couldn't find it. What you mean you can't find it? I'm the authority when my men were off or whatever. I could sign off. They can come back to work. But I'm being a supervisor / inspector. Y'all can't find proper authority. So then they fired me. Oh, wow. I'm under doctor's care, taking Quaaludes, painkillers, and everything else. Had I gone out on that track and caused a death, I'd be in the penitentiary today. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So proper authority was never contacted. You know why proper authority was never contacted? They wasn't going to tell you Joseph Smith Society was the proper authority. They were trying to hide who owned the company. They were the proper authority. And that's why, and I say again, God is so good. He's just led me on this campaign to follow the money. and I've uncovered all this, and you all have been presented with the truth. I'm sad that you all can't see it. We're looking at next week, posting it on the bulletin board so you can see document per document so you know truth to the matter. I'm not here to pull nobody's leg or get you all excited, but there's money out there relative to this policy, and you need to know, and this is what you better pay attention to. If the courts, and that's what's being disputed right now between me and Judge Carter, he knows the court should not hide public law that's been signed by the President of the United States. Once again, here's a letter from National Archives that says he signed it. So why are you hiding it? Here's a letter from Governor Nixon. Says he's searching for it. Man, would you hold that? He's searching for it. Here's another letter, young man. Would you hold that? They can't find the law. What do you mean you can't find it when National Archives said this national legislation was supposed to be immediately effective April 18, 1991, because the federal government was shut down and it got kicked down to the states. But the governor can't find it? Come on now. That's because it tied into so much money tied into the church.
Is this something that can be pressed to the Supreme Court?
Well, the thing of it is, and boy, I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah.
It's going to take a group of people to get together with a GoFundMe account so we can get a law firm that's going to be on the side of righteousness. Because I've indicated, well, I've showed fellows here today that I was forced to learn how to do laws. The Lord blessed me with a lady from Oklahoma. She was a law professor. She taught me law at the law library. And she said, don't try to learn all these cases. Just keep to the basic rules. Mm-hmm. And you'll get by. And thank God for her. She was an angel. So I've had attorneys that said, oh my, your case is good. You was under doctor's care, da-da-da-da-da. But then they come on my job site. I was running a restaurant, a real nice one in Colorado. They come to my job site and dropped my case file on the table and said, I got to go. I can't finish. Railroad scared them to death.
Wow.
Yeah. Scared them to death.
There's a lot of things at play here.
Yeah. So the answer to your question is, if you own the federal government, then you own the U.S. Supreme Court, because they are under the what? Federal government.
Yeah. So there's more corruption being exposed.
More than you can imagine.
Essentially, it's so much corruption.
Yeah, more. That's why Trump went in, put who he wanted in. You know,
put all the goofballs he wanted to.
Yeah, he did it. He did it.
They allowed it. The American people allowed it.
Yeah.
Well,
he did it.
Can we say the American people allowed it?
Well, whether they allowed it or not, it got kicked in.
Yeah, so we can't really say the American people did that. Yeah.
Some of them could be dumbasses. Excuse the expression.
Yeah.
Because anytime you tear up the U.S. Capitol January 6th, you know what I'm saying? And you look like nothing happened, oh my. Let it be an Obama and his boys.
And you pardon them people. You let them people go. You bring them back.
Come on.
Let them get out free.
Yeah, that means they can walk down the road.
Even if they are previous convicted felons and so on and so forth.
Right.
Because I heard about that part.
Yeah.
You know
okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Once again, audience, I want you to understand something. Before you're good. If you, not this is what you need to understand. This is what me and Judge Carter's fighting about. Now, mind you, I said he was a brother. A token, but a brother.
One of them.
You one of them.
One of them.
Now, this public law, this is what you need to understand. This public law runs state courts. And if you hiding law from state courts, that means when your case comes to court, and I find you as a judge or convict you or incarcerate you or even put your butt to death under this old law.
Yeah.
It's wrongly done. It's illegal.
Yeah.
Because they're hot. You seen Governor them saying they can search for it, we can't find it.
Yeah.
So why would you hide public law? It runs the public. It runs the courts.
Yeah.
So why are you hiding it? Wow. I don't mean to go so deep with you all tonight.
We working on who's side the bread.
I'm telling you, we're gonna post some stuff up for y'all next week. If they don't lock me in jail, and if they don't kill me, we're gonna post some stuff up here next week. Gonna blow your mind. It's laying on the table, but you can't see it.
Oh no.
They see it.
We'll get it to our people.
Yeah, and I also want to show you. that what you need to look for. This is Chairman Joseph Smith's policy. This is what it looks like. And wait a minute, I want to ask you guys, if you are so big and bad, if you are so big and bad, and you own a big company, and you got this massive, beautiful looking certificate as being the owner, I mean, you're it.
Yeah.
It says Equitable Life Assurance of the United States.
Yeah.
But this is what I want you to understand. What does that little bitty word say right there? The employer.
Employer, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They was the employer of the federal government.
Okay.
They didn't want you to know that. Did you see how small that print is, brother?
Yeah.
That's why I had to embold it on the side so you can see it for yourself.
Watch the fine print.
Right.
Watch the fine print. Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
If you're a big bad company called Union Pacific Railroad / Equitable Life Insurance Society, why would you have to put employer so small you can't even see
I don't
it?
want you to know. I don't want you to know.
They didn't want you to know they was the employer.
Yeah.
Moreover, with this policy, the guy's name is initial J. Smith. Well, they didn't want you to know it was Joseph Smith in his society.
Huh.
So what I tell the audience is this is some deep stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want you guys to get lost, but these people here tonight is giving me the opportunity to come forth and to explain things to you the best I can. There's plenty of documents, and they're going to post it as we go along.
Yes,
because as I mentioned, a GoFundMe page needs to be put together with a serious law firm that's going to do right and not turn their head when they are threatened or there's a greener dollar out there for them.
Yeah.
So if you can spend your money on a drink, pack of cigarettes, walk down and whatever, keep the dog, milk the cow.
Mr. Robert Jones Sr., where can is there anywhere public that people can follow this?
Well, I don't give out my phone number.
I got you.
You understand? And I want to tell the audience
not
this.
Not personal, but just follow, just kind of
This is what I want to
check in
say.
on this.
I don't give out my phone number because, as you know, there's always these scams,
For sure.
scam calls.
For sure.
Then I don't want nobody to be on the other end trying to bait me.
That part.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That part. They out there.
They're out there.
Yeah.
So I tell people you can email me by Inspector Jones 1975 at gmail.com. Again, Inspector Jones 1975 at gmail.com.
Okay.
1975 is when this land was transitioned from Great Britain to the United States under Mithras' name. And this policy, ironically, is dated June 19, 1975. Is it not?
Yeah, that's exactly what it say right there.
Not just did they free you.
Yeah.
Now they're breaking you.
Yeah.
They want all your tax dollars.
And I just seen something where they not trying to recognize.
Now they're trying
you know what I'm saying? They're not trying to recognize June 19th.
Right.
Black
That's what I tell
History
people.
Month.
Wherever you can save a dog.
You know what I'm
Milk
saying?
the can, talk to the dog,
Like
whatever. Wherever you can try to get some money together. We need to get together as a society.
It's a particular culture being targeted out here. It seems like
we need to get our monies together and get a law firm and get with it.
It's crazy. We got
because I can't do it all. I do a little bit of law. I dug up the research. I got the proof, but I can't do it all by myself. As I mentioned once again, I got court tomorrow, and they don't want to have to. Since June 3rd, 2019, I've been acting pro se, representing myself, and they have not ruled on any of my affidavit / motion because if they rule, it's going to expose my motions were I want subpoenas, production of documents, and recordings, and things of that nature. Why am I not giving that? Why are you going to tell me I can represent myself and you going to hold back? You first of all, you going to block it with Stacey Shaw, and that crooked attorney in her law firm.
Oh.
You know, and Stacey Shaw, if you was in front of me, you know it's the truth, and that's sad.
Wow.
That you get on the radio.
Oh boy.
You get on the radio and you claim you're an advocate for black people, and you know you have concealed land tax crimes or land tax fraud, which is a crime. You know that, Stacey. It's alleged. in court on records. And it's sad. You were paid to do a job, and they put you in that back room to block affidavits of mine because they were a little bit too powerful. And I understand you don't bite the hand that feeds you.
And that seems like that's going on. That's the thing of what's happening actually with the whole situation.
Yeah.
Is you don't bite the hand that feeds you.
So
everybody's
and that's what's so sad
with
is
the judge. You saying you got to go before and everything.
Judge
like that.
Corey Carter.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah,
and he knows better. He's got to prove.
It's a morality thing. It appears.
Right.
It is a real tough.
Brother. You might be living up there large or whatever, but you ain't got to step on everybody else to get what you got, to keep what you got.
Unfortunately, from what I understand, that's some kind of way the American way, because that's how they got it. Was stepping on people's backs.
Right. Well,
you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying though. You know what I'm saying. I be looking at my skin, and then I be like,
when I was driving over, I said, you know what this reminds me of? What's that movie? What's his name? Jamie Foxx played in.
What you talking about, Django?
Yeah,
that's my shit right there.
That's
my shit right there. That's my shit right there.
Judge reminds me of Django, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Step on the field, nigga.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what.
We in this bitch.
It's being exposed. We in this bitch, definitely so. We definitely in the bitch.
Yeah.
That's what's being exposed right here.
That's what I'm telling you, brother. Let me tell you something.
Now, that was a comedy, I think.
God will
this
send
is real
you
life.
Yeah.
It's real
where
life.
you supposed to be. I get on my knees and say, Lord, my plate is full.
Yeah.
I can't do no more.
Yeah.
They threatened to lock me up behind the truth.
Yeah.
This man done lied to the country. People done got killed up in the Capitol.
Yeah.
Police beat up.
Yeah.
People
lost their lives after
buildings
the fact.
and stuff.
The aftermath, they lost their flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Policemen is still damaged behind it.
Yeah.
But nothing ever happened to them. Yeah, he's like, and they got Congress people, kind of like what you're saying. It's a good network, old boy system.
That you said.
I see nothing, do nothing.
That word you said, oh boy.
Oh boy.
That's right there. That's it right there. That's it right there.
Good
Good old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old boy.
One day you're going to wake up and find out the Negro Football League is going to be moved over to the International Football League.
Now
they already started to play over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to get rid of some of these brothers.
Y'all
asked too much. Y'all act crazy.
You know it. And you know it. It makes good TV. But they know what though? They making money right now.
Yeah.
They making money.
And they making money to go overseas and do what they got to do.
Yeah.
And so it's amazing, brother.
Whoosh.
I can, my wife works for the federal government. I'm going to tell you all. And she was so scared of the information that I know that she was so afraid it was going to tap into her federal benefits and her job.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Wow.
I had to write her employer and say, make sure she don't sign no congressional work, because I did not want her name on stuff for it to come back
That's
later.
all it takes.
Because
all it takes.
She had a friend in her office who did some signing who ended up having 3 heart attacks.
No.
I remodeled his house. It was sad. I had to go to the hospital and get what they call power attorney, because he was jacked up, but he needed his house done. Because out in Northland, they hurry and build these houses, but they didn't put no felt paper on the roof, and all this water came in this $350,000 house. And so, me being a federal inspector, I knew how to get with the insurance company. But I'm gonna tell you guys something, and you're not gonna believe what I'm gonna tell you. The same guy's house I was fixing, I had put everything in the center of the living room, covered it up with plastic. And when the insurance man came, and I had my pad down, my worksheet and everything. And when the insurance man came, he walked around and says, I can't give you this and I can't give you that. He thought the house was mine because there was no pictures. And do you know what I told him? I said, sir, Jim is a good old white boy, a friend of my wife. I think he deserves better. Do you know that insurance man walked around our house and said, I can give you this and I'll give you this?
I bet he did.
And if you need something else signed on, I'll just send me the bill and I'll pay you that.
I bet he did.
That's what I'm living in Northland. That little young man out there, he can't even walk the door to get his brothers and sisters.
Right.
Got shot. So I live in a place where it's awful dangerous. They've tore up my yard. They did stuff to me because I uncovered their fraud. And so I've learned not to even stay out late at night.
That's a sad situation, position to be in for your own home that you done paid for, and that is, you're supposed to be your place of peace, your place of comfort, your place of refuge. you know, and you can't even get refuge in your own.
Man, you don't know what it's like when the police come to your house like Ku Klux Klan.
That's almost like you
If it ain't happened to you, you can't tell me what it's like. Because I'm going to tell you something. Somebody knock at that door right now wanting to get in like that, I'd be jumping. I'm panicking now. I could be watching TV and there's a knock on TV. If I'm downstairs nodding out and went to sleep, I'm scared. I jump up with panic attacks. You don't know what it's like to have policemen at your door want to get to you because you turned them in on a crime. And they know they did it.
That's traumatic.
The treasurer, the head of the police department in the Northlands called a major. Around the cul-de-sac, he was 2 houses. I live at the bottom of the cul-de-sac. He lived 2 doors to the left. Across the street at the corner was the treasurer. So when all this jumped off, I called the police department and said, okay, this guy's got a truck. He's getting ready to move these financial records. Now this HOA has already been proven fraudulent. I showed you the certificate. So here come the other policemen on the lower level. They surround his house. They surrounded the treasurer's house. They wouldn't let this Mayflower truck go. So they had him locked in. So they make the call to the main guy who lives 2 doors down on the other side, which was the major of Shoal Creek Police Department, Dave Zimmerman. And they call him, and he says, let him go. And so the police come across the street and says, how can they let him go when you got the proof? So criminal affidavits and things of that nature that I filed have been laid dormant. I've even filed things at a federal level. And like I said, I can understand why things ain't moving as quick as they should on the federal level, even though I know how things operate. It's because they are the federal government. The Mormon Church.
They got everything tied up.
Got it all tied up.
Yeah, everybody got their hand in the cookie jar.
I was surprised to get the letter from President what's his name? From President Bush, who that's what document I'm picking up off the floor. Help me, brother.
I got it.
Yeah. This document right here says it's from New York Times, and they said they woke him up at what time was it? 1:39 in the morning to sign that bill. This is New York Times. Was New York Times lying?
Couldn't have been.
Is Archives lying?
They got the story.
Yeah.
Or is it Robert Shapiro lying because he did sign it? But National Archives, Robert Shapiro said he didn't sign it. And National Archives said he did sign it. And New York Times said they woke his ass up to sign it.
Yeah.
Because it was an emergency.
Yeah.
Federal was gone, state kicked in. That's why it had to be done immediately.
Yeah.
So now I say all that to say this, to wrap it up for tonight. Think about all your tax dollars and your parents' tax dollars. Been feeding this church for the longest. Think about it. It's sad. It's sad.
Or else
There's not a tax that you don't pay daily to get fed to them.
Man.
That makes them powerful. Well, like I said, the United States is the most powerful military in the world.
Yeah.
That's their military.
Yeah.
They go over there and set up shop, be it their little agents or whatever, little cooperative operatives or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tear up your government. Build high rises. Do what they do. All I can say is this has been one ride, but I'm not riding by myself no more because I'm pleading with this audience to get in touch with other people and let them know what you have heard here tonight. Documents been seen to some degree. Can't show them all. But we're going to try next week. If they don't lock me up, we're going to post some stuff for you folks. Brother, would you hand me that book? I want you all to see. And you can go to the library and Google it. It's called The Mormon Corporate Empire. It tells you of all the insurance companies. The reason why this book was written, there used to be 2 Mormon boys who his name is John Hinderman or something.
Herman.
And then Anson Scoopy or whatever. It's right here. They were from the Mormon church and told on them. Told you everything that they own and what they've done secretly.
They documented everything.
Documented it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they live in today, but
I mean,
but they documented. You see all that?
The information is out there.
It's out there.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Yeah, the information is out there.
And little do you guys probably know, the Mormon Church, after things got getting uncovered, they changed their name, said don't call them Mormons no more. I showed them the document back there. They want to be called Latter-day Saints.
Oh,
yeah.
No
They want to be called Latter-day Saints. They don't want to be called Mormons no more. In fact, they were so affiliated with the Boy Scouts who were being abused. So they have learned to drop their name.
Okay. One way to hide.
But the thing of it is,
one way to hide.
One way to hide.
Yeah.
And not be liable.
Yeah.
You know, but that money's somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, you can't put all that, you know, in federal. I mean, it's think of the Federal Reserve. You know, just think of when you use your credit card, the interest rates.
That part.
You know, and moreover, the land you live on. You don't pay these taxes like these people in the city got their taxes jacked up on these high. They're being assessed with these high land taxes. You don't pay it. Do you know you living under a bridge, brother? Yeah. Is that fair?
Not at all. Not at all.
So I think this audience needs to understand. There's two things for you guys, really three. Look up the policy with Mr. Smith, Union Pacific Railroad, Equitable Life Insurance Society. Second, look into Public Law 10229. Third, put yourself in position to get your name ready to go in a class action lawsuit for which we're trying to get together a GoFundMe page so it gets done on a proper level. We ain't looking for reparations.
We're
looking for our money.
Where's the information for this class action lawsuit
Well,
and this GoFundMe?
It'll be presented to you all. I've been so busy with things in court and stuff. And you see, I was running late tonight, paperwork all over the place, and I apologize for being scatterbrained and kind of giving you guys too much tonight. But I had to do what I had to do because the Lord knows I may not be here tomorrow. You know how to get you when you're in jail. They want to beat you up, billy club you to death.
That part.
You know what I mean? So you all got it on record. I'm alive tonight. Amen. Hallelujah.
That part. That part.
So to answer your question is, there's more to come. Okay. And the next week, you know, be it living on this earth, I'll present, you know, things on a level that, you know, let's look into these firms. Let's look toward getting these monies together and how they can send in any penny, whatever, and know that it's secured. Nobody's trying to mess over nobody. You got my direct contact.
The email address.
Inspector Jones.
Run the email address
again.
Run it again.
Inspector Jones.
Okay.
1975 at gmail.com. Again, I'm a former federal inspector with the proof.
You're looking for more information, definitely tap in on that. Definitely tap in on that. If you're looking for more information about what's really going on out here with your land and everything, and what they really doing, you know.
Tell them the name of that book again.
Sure.
The Mormon Corporate Empire. Check that out. You know, that's going to lead you to a whole lot of information on what they're doing.
This book is written not by them, but by people that been in their organization that got burned out. I don't know if, in fact, you know what's so funny? My wife told me the other day, there's a show on TV called The Mormon Housewives. You guys look into that. You're going to find out they ain't as clean as the one would think they are.
Wow.
Okay.
They're worse than Atlanta Housewives.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Well, damn.
Oh, wow.
Well, damn.
I ain't lying. I ain't lying. Now, they're supposed to stay married to one man, you know, because they're supposed to break up that polygamy or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so, you know, they claim that they married to one man, but oh, my God.
They wow.
You better look at the
Lord.
It's called The Mormon Housewives.
That ain't gonna make me want to go.
Yeah. It's on TV. I forgot what day it's on TV.
Google.
But I said, no, they didn't.
Google that on your
now
streaming site.
Now they ain't gotten to the point where since the Mormon name is kind of gone away until we tap that money source under the name of Latter-day Saints. But anyway, they feel like they can expose the church now because the name don't mean nothing. Did you see a program like that years ago?
They're gonna let it burn up. Burn. They're gonna let it burn up.
Just like this book, they're gonna let it burn up.
Yeah. Give it a bad name so you don't recognize with it.
Yeah.
And you can recognize with the new name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. That's how you hide all your shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how you hide. Yo, they ain't shit. That's how you hide their shit.
It's like,
we don't associate with them no more.
I gotta share this before we close out or whatever. Donald Trump owned all this land. Do you know he had to go to the banks to get it? And he owed the bank so much money, but he keep getting it. And he keep getting it. Well, who owned the banks?
His people, his own boys.
Yeah, more church.
Yeah.
So he's the launderer.
Who in his pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alleged he's the launderer.
So that's basically like I'm going to the bank and you gonna tell me I can't get my own
Right, and
money?
that's why, to tell you the truth,
Okay.
that's why I believe he went rogue on their ass. Like, y'all can't stop me. I know too much on you.
That's what they got a word for that. They call it blackmail, but I don't know if that applies completely.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because he don't deal too much with black no way. So I can't really say.
So,
you know what I'm saying? That's
well,
what
I
that
tell
is.
you, this is Black History Month, y'all, and y'all better wake up.
better
I'm
wake
not going
up.
to keep coming. I have dealt with organizations, and I washed my hand in dust. You know, the Bible says, dust your feet if you ain't want it. Some people don't want the truth. Hell, I told you, my wife, she didn't want to hear the truth because she was scared to get no check. Now, if it starts off in my home, come on now. Do you know how we have to go toe to toe on some things? I got to a point, don't even come to my office because you ask something, I'm going to say something. And then it's on like popcorn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you best not even ask me.
Yeah.
But I know one thing. I told your boss, don't let you sign nothing else.
Yeah.
And I meant that.
Yeah,
like I said,
got to be more careful.
Had 3 heart attacks.
Got to be more careful.
Federal paperwork.
Well, Mr. Robert Jones, thank you for enlightening us
thank
and
you
our,
so much.
our audience out there.
For sure.
And he sent his email. We'll have that up also.
Yeah.
And some of the documents I have up. And next week,
hopefully
if he's willing to come back, we'll have him back and go into a little bit of a couple of other little things that you didn't touch today.
Right.
And maybe we have more audience members who have questions out there for you that you might guide them in a direction where they need to go.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you taking out the time.
I really thank you
you
guys for hosting something like this because tell the truth and what? Shame the devil.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we are at Smoky Face Smoke Shop.
4250 Truce.
Hey, we are in this bitch.
Yeah, we in this bitch.
All the time. Glad you back, B.
For sure.
Stick around for 15 more minutes. We're gonna take a 5-minute intermission, and you know what we gotta do at that 15.
Oh yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Can I get some bump from y'all?
That's what's up.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
You gonna stick around, or you got?
I'm gonna stick around because I gotta take a break. Because man, my knees are shaking.
We're gonna talk about a little something.
We're gonna get off of that subject.
Amen.
We're gonna shift gears. We in this bitch. We'll be right back though. Real quick, tap back in though. That information. Hey, replay that video. You know what I'm saying?
Tap in.
Replay it. We're gonna refresh everything and get everything back together for a quick comeback, for a run back. We in the bit.
Boy,
You waiting on the thing to go off or not?
I turned that. Hold on a second. You waiting?
You waiting or not?
He ain't told us nothing. He
My dad was looking at it, and somebody got upset because they called Trump a gangster and a thug, if the word terminology, whatever, however it was. They called Trump a thug. And, hey, I mean, if you can coerce a situation like a gang leader to do something detrimental, to destroy property type, especially against the government type, what I'm saying? Hey, 9 times out of 10, they got a charge for that, in the court of law, you know what I'm saying? Criminal activity. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And beyond all the others that he done did that, got labeled as criminal activity, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, hey, like they say, it's people out here trying to get jobs and they wondering why they can't get them because they got a criminal background, and their response is, my president got a criminal background. So
that's their excuse, but they still won't get a job. You don't think they still get a job?
They still not getting a job. Still not getting a job. So if you got to go out there and get your baking soda, Arm & Hammer, and do what you got to do, then you know what I'm saying. Hey, they obviously saying life is fair, however you make it, type shit. You know what I'm saying. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying. If you got to go get your, situation, your materials together to make some money, then do what you got to do.
We do not do. We in this bitch W.I.T.B. We do not condone.
Go get your baking soda.
This is America, Jack. This is America, Jack. My president is a felon and a fugitive. God damn it! I'm going to go sell crack like he did. God damn.
Can you imagine? Like the other countries are just like laughing at us, like y'all are.
They ain't laughing.
Jokes.
They ain't laughing.
This
you think they? Who laughing?
Shit, the other countries.
The other countries is looking like, oh, we finna get some money.
Yeah.
We finna get some money because he finna let all the bullshit ride.
Okay, so what do you think about this, B? With the plane and the helicopter that had an accident, the other plane that fell out. I mean, these are all current events that yes, we are getting to, and
save your freaking fire miles. Don't fly nowhere.
But
go ahead and rent you a car. Matter of fact, you might be able to hit us up. You know what I'm saying? We might have a Turo cracking. And you go ahead and get going. You need to get going. You know what I'm saying? My bad on the slight plug. We might be having a little situation.
He blamed it on the DEI, which he got rid of. He blamed it on that. He blamed it on Joe Biden. He blamed it on Obama. What do you think? Or what is your take on why an incident like that has not happened in how many years? I mean, planes fall and have accidents, but I mean, back to back like that when he takes over office. What do you think about that? Because everybody's thinking that it's the Simpson effect, the cartoon, the Simpsons effect. They thinking it's that. Thinking it's all kind of conspiracy theories out there. And I'm just trying to pick your brain, B, on what do you think about that?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, take it like this from an old person saying, you know what I'm saying? Don't throw rocks in a glass house. You understand what I'm saying? Feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Don't throw rocks when you living in a glass house.
Okay.
Because goddamn it, hey, you gonna break some glass. Hey, some eggs gotta be broken, goddamn it. Some gotta be broken, you know what I'm saying? They say you have to break some eggs to make an omelet.
And then
so that's what they doing. They breaking some eggs to make an omelet. Goddamn it.
One of the person or two of the people that he pardoned and got out of jail from that January, the J6ers.
Yeah.
They passed away. They got unalived.
How?
And somebody took them. A cop took one of them out.
Oh, that must have been some retaliation.
That
sounds like some retaliation.
But a cop took one of them out.
That sounds like some retaliation. Now, unless that person was doing something unlawful, and that was the end result of to get them to.
They pulled him over. I believe the story was they pulled him over. He was not compliant, and
he felt he had immunity because he got pardoned and everything. He thought it was above the law. You can't be above. Hey, ignorance is not above the law. They will tell you that every time you get pulled over with a expired registration. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance is not above the law. You got a bad headlight. Ignorance is not above the law. No, the judge will let you know. Yeah, if you don't know, now you know. Yeah. Okay. That's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. So BWI, you know what I'm saying? Driving while black type shit. DDI, whatever the hell they call it. Yeah, driving. Yeah, that's.
And check this out. You're so funny that you said that. I was driving home last night.
Oh shit.
Was it last night? No, I was the other night because I didn't go anywhere last night. I was tired.
Keep your story straight.
So okay, I got it straight. So I was going home last night. You know where I live in the sticks, way out.
All right, we in this bitch, okay?
We in this bitch.
Yeah.
So I get pulled over.
All right.
And I'm like, the fuck?
You ain't no fucked up light or nothing.
I ain't had shit. I ain't had nothing to drink.
Swerving.
I ain't had shit to drink. I was too sober for that.
You was trying to hurry up and get home or something?
I just want to go home.
Oh, okay.
Because I was tired.
Okay.
So he pulls me over. I'm right. The exit is like right there. He knew that.
Okay.
I saw him.
What you mean he knew that? How you know that? He know where you live
that.
at?
He knew that.
That's your friend or something?
Nah, it ain't my friend.
You fuck with the police like that?
But he keep fucking with me. It will be my friend.
You fuck with the police like that?
After I get done going to the chief.
Damn.
So
you fuck with the police?
So listen, where I live, it's a rural area and it's way out, and you know the police don't have anything else to do. They sit and wait because they've said this before. They said this to one of our cousins who was leaving my house. He pulled him over. He was like, why'd you pull me over? He said, I didn't have nothing else to do.
I got a Facebook friend. I got a Facebook friend that posted that and said the same thing. He was working that late at night, and the police pulled him over and basically said, we didn't have nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do.
Okay.
And he said he admitted it in court. He admitted it, and of course, I do what I do.
Okay,
and I got him.
So what happened with your situation?
Right. So anyway, he pulls me over, and I'm listening to music or whatever, and I'm like, damn. I'm ready to go home. I'm hungry. I want these sloppy joes I done made.
Oh, damn.
They was fire too.
Especially his food on the
table. So yeah, it was food there. So he comes on the other side because the freeway was on this side. And I'm like, shit, I got my music up. I let the window down halfway, like, yeah. He was like, well, I pulled you over because you was tailgating the other car.
Well,
like, what?
How could he see that behind you though?
That's it. I was like, what? I was like, oh, okay. He was like,
that nigga had a drone or something?
I don't know what the fuck he had.
What's going on?
So then he goes, you got your license? That's all he asked for, right? I gave him a license.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, so he started to ask me, where are you coming from? I was like, I just looked at him like,
work, bitch. Fuck.
I didn't even say nothing. I just looked at him. And then he was like, so he got the flashlight looking at. I said, well, you got my license. What else? He was like, well, sit right here. I put you over because you was tailgating the other car. You was too close.
Oh, that nigga knew you. That nigga knew you.
He walked.
That nigga knew you, man. Come on.
He walks back to his car. Now, I can see another car pull up behind him. The other popo.
It was another cop car pulling up behind him.
I was like, damn.
Oh, they was looking for you. What you done did? What you do? What you do, cuz?
I had my music on loud, too. So then he comes to this side of the window. And he was like, so, hey, you been drinking? Where you been? And I was like,
oh, them niggas knew you.
No.
Knew you.
Like,
is two male officers?
Two.
Oh, shit. What you out here doing, cuz?
I ain't out here doing nothing. So then he goes, so you're coming from where? I was like, he was like, well, I'm going to give you a warning. Just back, stay off their butts and, take it easy and this and that. I was like, oh, okay. Uh-oh. I was just like, oh, okay. And then he was like, I'm going to turn my light off so you can see. So when you pull out, because you're on the freeway, so it won't be an accident. I was like, oh, okay. That's all I said. Oh,
them motherfuckers knew you, or they were trying to get to know you.
But here's the thing, B. Here's the thing. I saw him. I knew he was going to pull me over. The car in front of me.
He was parked. He was parked when you passed him.
Yes, the car in front of me was speeding.
Oh.
So how am I tailgating this car? I'm just getting over. I used my blinker to get over. The car was speeding faster than I was going because I'm getting off on my exit. So how am I speeding?
Was you speeding with him, though?
No, but how am I tailgating this person? This person is speeding. How am I doing that?
Oh, okay. So they really meant to pull.
My windows are not tinted.
They really tried to get the other person.
But they probably did.
Okay.
I don't know.
And they didn't want to run too much gas.
To say this, be careful out there, ladies. Mind your
be careful.
Men too. Your surrounding. It is Black History Month, so it's real deep out here. The new president, new laws, new everything, all kind of stuff is coming out. So you guys be careful if you're hanging out.
Watch your surroundings.
Super Bowl is this weekend. I know it's a lot of Super Bowl parties happening in Kansas City.
For sure.
Be careful.
Watch your surroundings out here.
Smokey Face got something down here. So if you don't have nowhere to go, you want a good atmosphere, fun atmosphere, we are here. It's always
pull up on me.
Pull up at 420 Friendly, BYOB, hang out with B and Lady Leo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
we got the games,
just have a good time.
We
got plenty of TVs.
Plenty of TVs and all kind of entertainment. TVs and entertainment. How about we put it like that? TVs and entertainment for you to indulge in. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We got we trying to make it all friendly for everybody that visits.
No
us,
kids.
You know what I'm saying? No kids. 21
No
and up, baby. 21 and up. 21 and up.
No kids.
You best to be
But
grown.
Next week.
Next week it is.
We got another guest.
It's up.
And he'll be back with us to hang out with us for a little while.
We anticipate.
Okay. Yeah. And then I got another story for you for next week. I think B gonna like this story for next week.
Oh shit.
I didn't touch this story because it's, I had to get a kid and shit. So, But B, here's us.
We in this bitch.
We in this bitch. Not just B.
Nah, just B. Like Leo.
Later, guys.
Y'all be cool.
All right. LB sleep. LB. Can you cut us out?
Somebody say cut.
Somebody say cut.